You've read chapter 4, thought and purpose, and we've heard a bit from Tega. I mean, come on, peeps. Did you see how Tega was talking? So Tega has been here since, and we have not heard her voice. She was teaching us solidly. Hey, and you are here since, and you are just keeping quiet. It's not acceptable. So from now, just be teaching us, okay? Just come in, whether it's your day or it's not your day. Come in and teach us, okay? Right. I know. I don't know why she's laughing. I don't know why she's laughing. You see, there is one line that every time I read it, I am excited. Yes, it was solid teaching, Dr. Julia. And it is in my own book. I mean, I highlighted it. And it says to put away aimlessness and weakness. Instead of just throwing the dart, you must take aim. He says to put away aimlessness. I have noticed there are times when I am working and it's not aimless, it's lackadaisical. Have you ever seen the people that throw darts on the target, on the dartboard? They're aiming for the bullseye, they're not just throwing. Some of us are just, hey, it will land. No, it won't. It won't, it will land somewhere else. It won't land in the place. You remember we were talking about thinking incisively, not just thinking. It's mining for the gold on your mind. You don't just mine, you go check where is gold. So your thinking should not just be blah. And if you check out different areas of your life, you find that there's areas where it's just blah. Yeah, let's just see. Yeah, it will land, mini, 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 more. You don't do life like that. It's in a child, and you're going to give birth, and you're just doing any. You don't do that. Even your body will say, "Baby's coming, baby's coming," and if you don't do what you're meant to do, baby will come wherever you are. But you are focused on that. Once you know you've conceived, there is a way you carry yourself. That's what thinking is all about. So to put away aimlessness and weakness is not a badge to say my weakness is. I really dislike it when people identify themselves, my failures, my weaknesses, my fears, my. Stop it. It's not yours. You came out of a God who has none of that. I don't understand why you are plastering that on yourself. So we're going to definitely have to stop at just 2 minutes or so before 8, because I have another group of young women that I mentor we are meeting today. Okay, so to put away aimlessness and weakness, to put it away and to begin to think with purpose, that means you cannot think with purpose as well as be weak and aimless. You can't do both. You can't think wealth, abundance, opulence, and poverty. You can't do both. And I hope Sarah comes in, because she sent me a message a few minutes before asking a question, which I've said to her I will respond to in the group. It says, and I'm sure some of you have asked that question or probably still have the question to ask, what do you do if you've been imagining your desires for a while, but it's not showing up yet in your reality? And in your reality, you're having money worries and all already. She's answered herself there, but we'll look at it as we go on. So to put away aimlessness and weakness and to begin to think with purpose is to enter the ranks. Hey, that means there's a rank for people who are thinking with purpose. I'm just trying to sort out this one. Why are you doing this now? To enter the ranks of those swans. They are strong ones. They are not weak ones. They've put away weakness, so all that's left is strength. Of those who only recognize failure, note, who only recognize failure as one of the pathways to attainment. One of the pathways is not the only pathway. So you can see failure as that's the end of me. I failed 6 times, I failed 10 times. I've done the same thing and I'm still failing. Or you can see failure as a stepping stone. It's up to you. It's not up to that thing that you missed or you didn't miss. I don't care how many years ago and how often you have missed it. Don't start calling yourself names. Don't start calling yourself names. Stop it. and to enter the ranks of those strong ones who only recognize failure as one of the pathways to attainment, who make all conditions serve them. You make all conditions serve you. You are not a victim. You are not a beast. When it's raining, you can't run under shelter. You can, only if you choose not to. I really, really, the 1, 2, 3, the third fundamental of how to think to win, there are 52 fundamentals I created, is take total and unconditional responsibility for where you are, for what's happening with you, for how come you are here today. Don't point at mommy, daddy, uncle, brother, sister, the nation, the government, the place you live is so irrelevant. You are the one making choices based on laws, cause and effect. And what for me, as I've been on this journey, it has been one of the hardest things for me to accept that, you mean I did this to myself? Yes, you did. And of course you go, but I don't want it. I don't want this to have happened. Yes, I know, but you allowed it. You caused this. It didn't come upon you. If things have the ability, the capacity to come upon us, and meaning we don't have, that means we don't have control. That's what it means. It means we don't have control. And that is not true. We all have control. But are we using it? Oh, I don't like the way he's talking to me. Every time he talks to me like that, I just throw my top cylinder gasket. I get really angry. It's not my fault. It runs in the family. You're not serious. Which family? Which one are you part of? The angry people. The people that choose that they are not going to control themselves. Which family are you a part of? Who is your father? Who make all conditions serve them, and who think strongly. Again, you can't think weak. Oh, this happened to me when I was 8 years old. This happened to me. Hello, it's you. So bad things have happened to me too. I've got to actively remind myself, intentionally remind myself that, oh, this happened. Or I hear somebody telling me some woe about their marriage and I go, wow, yeah, that happened to me. But I'm able to talk about it without the pain, without, oh God, it's one of the reasons I dislike the expression trigger. I'm triggered. I say, hey. And then I want to speak somewhere. They say, oh, some people might be triggered. So watch. I'm not watching anything. Leave if you can't hear. I'm not going to reduce, be, be controlled by what? Some people are triggered. Go and untrigger yourself. I'm not triggered. Being triggered means you are being controlled. You are human. Hmm? You've got divine essence. Can you imagine God being triggered? You are part of him. You are him. And he's triggered. Think about it now. Let's reason up. Reason up now. Think about it. It doesn't work like that. So think deeply, think incisively. Who make all conditions serve them, and who think strongly, attempt and accomplish masterfully. You've got to slow down and take those words one by one. Those last 6, who think strongly, attempt fearlessly, accomplish masterfully. So when you approach something, you come with your full chest. You don't be coming with your qualifications. You come with something bigger and deeper than that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't come in, I'm only 25 years old. I don't have a qualification. You don't come with your qualifications. uh, you come by thinking deep. After you have thought deep, incisively, you cut things. Remember, we're talking about on Wednesday. You slice things with precision. You've meditated on the precise word, on truth. The word of God pierces, it's a cutting through to the exact place. You can't complain. Let me play this to you. Let me get it up first. And it's a way of thinking. And you may need to listen to it twice. What's this? Okay. All right. So I'll bring it up first. And then so it's 10 minutes. So let's listen. Okay. So let me go and share so that you can listen. If you want me to play it again, you let me know. I'm happy to do so. So let me see where it is. Right. I'm going to share my screen. I hope, okay, no, stop the share, Kemi. Let me make it bigger. Let me see if I can remove this bigger. Okay, make sure I can. Bigger. This is one of the people I've just come upon and I listen to. Let me make it louder because I'm only on, okay, 60.
Because you are going to the next level. The information that I'm going to give you in this video, you're seeing this because you are going to the next level. The information that I'm going to give you in this video for you. And the question is, do you have the ability
to pause recording because it's not my content, so I don't want YouTube's wahala. Did you say you cannot hear it? I can't hear. I can't hear. Kinikachi. I can't hear. Tega.
It's not
okay.
playing. It's not playing at
It's
all.
what? Let me check my network. Okay, we're good. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strong bars. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me start again and see if, tell me immediately whether you can hear it or not this time. I've shared sound. I've optimized for video clip. Stereo high fidelity. Should I be bringing it up to that? Maybe. Okay. Sharing.
And he says one of them is a simulated with fake money. It's simulated. It's a simulated account. And the other one's with real money. And the simulated account that he has where it's fake money, he puts the same amount of money in there, but it's not real. Okay. And the other one is real. So he starts trading with the fake money. and he has way more success with this. He grows this thing 10 times faster than his real account. We want to know why?
Okay, I'll start it again then. All right. This for me, I came upon answers just come when you need them today.
You're seeing this because you are going to the next level. The information that I'm going to give you in this video is for you. And the question is, do you have the ability to focus your attention on this video long enough to get all the information that I'm going to give you? That way you can transfer to that alternate reality. Because the information that I'm going to give you in this video is going to send you there. And it's about the simulation, and how knowing that you're living in a simulation puts you into flow state, and you become magnetic, and it makes your manifestations come to you so simply and so effortlessly. And this is the magic about it. And the Bible talks about this, how you become more childlike, and that is flow state, being new to the world. Being new to the world is in flow state, where you're not overthinking things, okay? And that's the basis of why knowing that you're living in a simulation speeds up your manifestations, because you're no longer overthinking things. You know the world isn't real. You're not stressing out. You don't have fear, anxiety, all this different stuff. Now you can find out exactly what you want to have in life and simply create the feeling that it's already done. Like driving a car, driving the car of your dreams. Before you have it, you put yourself into that situation, or that feeling state, that desired reality, and you start doing it over and over and over and over. And this is something that was brought to my attention from one of my school members. Actually, it's the very first link in the description. You can get on school right there. But one of my members asked me this question. He tells me, I'm a day trader, and I want to know if this is part of the simulation. He says, I'm a day trader, and I have 2 separate accounts where I trade stocks and cryptos and all these different things. And he says one of them is a simulated with fake money. It's simulated. It's a simulated account. And the other one's with real money. And the simulated account that he has, where it's fake money, he puts the same amount of money in there, but it's not real, okay? And the other one is real. So he starts trading with the fake money, and he has way more success with this. He grows this thing 10 times faster than his real account. We want to know why? Because he doesn't believe that it's real. He knows it's not real. He knows that's not real money. That's the same thing with the simulation. When you know that it's not real, you stop taking it so seriously. You're more in flow state. You're making the right choices, the right decisions. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna go into this one. I'm gonna trade into this one. Then I'm gonna sell. It's not a big deal because it's not real. You're in flow state. You're new to the world. You're making the decisions without overthinking, overanalyzing. You get into the feeling. You just make a choice, and that's it. And it doesn't matter. You're not attached to any specific outcome because it's not real. And this is the perfect example of how knowing you're living in a simulation speeds up your manifestation and creates the life of your dreams, because you stop taking it so serious. He has 2 accounts. One of them is fake money. It's artificial. It's a simulated account. The other one's a real one. The real one, he's losing. He's losing his money because he thinks it's real. He fears losing his money. He's so attached to the loss, and his focus is on that, so he's not trading very well with the real account. But the simulated account started with the same amount of money. He's already 10x'd it in just a few weeks. Because why? Because it's a simulation. It's not real. And this is a perfect example of how knowing you're living in a simulation can speed up your manifestation and create the life of your dreams. Stop taking things so serious. It's fun. It's not real. Just stop overthinking. Stop feeling things in your life, and stop having the anxiety. It's not real. This is the perfect example of how knowing you're living in a simulation just frees your mind, and you become more childlike, and you lose the anxiety and the fear. You realize that there's no difference. There's no difference between either one of those accounts. They're both not real. But the one he consents to being real is the only reason why he's losing in that one, because he feels that it's real. He's scared of loss. He's fearing losing his money. That's the only reason why he's not doing good in that account, and in the account that it's just a simulated fake money in this account, just to trade and play around, just to see, whatever happens. That's the one he's winning with. And I cannot come up with a better example of how knowing you're living in a simulation is the key to all of this stuff. It's the key to all. It's a solution to all of your problems in life. Developing your focus, your attention, and then gaining present moment awareness and knowing you're living in a simulation. These things coupled together are just insane for losing your fear and no losing your fear, your anxiety, and your stress, and living longer in the simulation. Freeing your mind from all of these burdens that don't really exist. They're just self-made. They're made up. You just made them up in your mind. Everything that you've witnessed in your life growing up, where everyone else thought the world was real and they trained you that way. But now you're being retrained, and this is why this video has come to you, because you are now delving into this idea and this fact that your world isn't real, and you can stop stressing. And this is why you can be so much more successful in your life, just simply knowing that it's not real and not taking it so serious and being in flow state, becoming magnetic, and unlocking your true potential to your higher self. Because your higher self is always talking. Like when you haven't pressed the subconscious mind, it's why this video has come to you. And that voice in your mind is directing you, and you can hear it. If you're very present, if you have two choices to make, you know which choice to make. If you have one choice of building a business, and the other choice that you have in your mind, sitting on the couch and watching Netflix, you know which choice to make. That's your higher self that you've impressed, that's guiding you. It's telling you where to go, but you still ultimately have that decision until you become in that permanent state of consciousness where you can't act outside of it. But the conscious mind, your higher self, is always guiding you when you are a good person, or when you're trying to develop yourself. It gives you the answers, and they're there for you. Listen. Be non-negotiable. Start doing. If you write down 10 things, do all those 10 things. Be non-negotiable. Stack your wins all day long. That's your higher self gets even giving you these ideas. Start doing all those things, and it'll raise you up. It'll take you to the highest levels in life. And the fun part about this is knowing that you're living in a simulation at the same time. Knowing that you're living in a simulation. So you're not overthinking, you're not fearing, you're not stressed about anything. When you wake up in the morning, it pops up in your mind, this is a simulation. I don't have to stress. I don't have to worry about that breaking or this breaking. And things stop breaking. You start having a lot less problems in your life because you're not thinking about the worst things in life. You're thinking about the best things in life. Now you're freeing up. You're constantly in flow state. You're constantly magnetic. You're not worried about things breaking, because that's what recreates them in your world. It's like seeing that YouTube video that you don't like, and you're like, oh my gosh, you react to it. You don't want to see it. It's just like reacting and being stressful in your life. When you're stressed and you react to negative things in your life, it's just like subscribing to that video that you don't like. You're hitting the thumbs up. You're leaving a comment. You're subscribing to that channel. Show me all these videos. When you're in a constant flow of stress and fearing your life, that's what you're doing. And then so it keeps recreating. That same video keeps popping up, that same channel that you don't like, and you're like, why does this video keep coming? Why do these bad things keep happening to me? It's because you're stressing and you're fearing those things from happening again, and you're reacting to them instead of responding to them. Okay, that's why they keep popping back up in your life, and it's just constant flow of the same YouTube channel popping back up, and you're trying to hit the thumbs down, but really you're hitting the thumbs up. You're leaving a comment, and you're subscribing with all the notification bells on. That's why those things keep happening. But once you realize you're in a simulation, you're unsubscribing to that. You're hitting the thumbs down. You're not leaving a comment, and now you're repositioning yourself and seeing all the content that you want to see. That you love. And I just love that example of the day trader, of having this simulated fake.
Let's carry on. Let me stop the share. Yeah. So did you get that? Let me go back to recording. When did I pause it? I didn't see that. We missed some things, but you need to go and stay where you want to be, because hello, peeps, it's not everybody that's thinking this way. It's not everybody that will believe this. Don't sit with them and start to argue. I'm telling you, this thing works. Leave it. You don't fight. You don't push. It's okay. The only way you can experience anything I say I've experienced is when you go through that process. If you want to, you don't have to. It's not by force. You honestly, you can be where you are as you are and be doing what you are doing. I still love you. I'll still say, go and listen to that video. I might not, because hey, you're not interested. And I cannot do anything about that. Does anybody have any questions? And so, Sarah, I hope you're noticing that I'm answering your question. Because once a law is a law is a law, a universal law, God put it here. It does not matter what is happening around you. It will, it's like sowing seed. Plant it will grow. Grass gone will grow. So I don't care how long you've been thinking, imagining, stay there because you have assurance this is a law, it will work. Please, what's the name of this gentleman again, Ma? Could you please share the link so I can watch again? Yes, I will send the link into the group. You should subscribe to his I have same thing. God doesn't teach me so I think like a child. Yes, it's thinking yourself into a state of panic and worry. Yep. People call it the worst thing that could happen. And I ask them, why can't you think of the best thing that can happen? Exactly. So I started to query, oh, that expression, the worst that can happen is, why do I want the worst to happen? No, the best that can happen is, that's what will happen. And guess what? Once you begin go on down that road, oh, the worst that can happen is they will say no. They will say no. It's you only you that they will say no to because you're expecting no. You create your own reality. That's how powerful we are. But we think that it's the people outside of us that are powerful. You can direct. I was saying to one of our family friends earlier, it just clicked at that point as we were speaking. I said, the economic downturn, specifically in Nigeria, is an amazing opportunity for us to turn our economy around. It depends on how we are thinking. Where the West is smelling us and they're bringing their dollars in here. As soon as one CEO pipes up, I'm going to say the same thing. Look. There is a way you think about your business to keep it going. I don't care what's happening around you. The guy said the simulation account, he 10x'd it with the same amount of money he was using his real account. He was losing money. Oh, oh, oh. The day I learned this thing is powerful. I have a game, Cash Flow, by Rich Dad and Poor Dad guy. What's his name again? Robert Kiyosaki. So I bought the game, expensive game, and um and it's a game. It's a game. It's not real. It's a game. The same way I always thought when I would play this game with people, I will lose money. I will lose. You are playing a game. You are throwing dice, and you get six. You move your counter. I was losing money. I I was in the poor house with the poor church rat. I was not the rich mouse. I was shocked. I said, why is this happening? It's just a game. Because as you think you are, it's time to do an investment. And the first thing I think is, hey, I might lose money. You will. Guess what? I did. But I played with my son. He was, I'll give you my last pound. I give you, and the same with Monopoly. I'll give you my last. He was, he was just buying houses, buying assets. I said, but I noticed his attitude. It wasn't the same as mine. Remember, thoughts create feelings, feelings create attitudes, attitudes create beliefs, and then we have our perceptions. There's nothing that starts, there isn't anything that starts without a thought. It's your thought. And so I am guiltless. I am not responsible for the way you think. That's why there is no money back guarantee. I keep repeating, I don't know why people do that. I'm thinking for myself. I've downloaded my thoughts. And then you need to do your thing. And then it didn't work. I want my money back. Which one? Take me to court. You ain't getting it. So you better use it and come out at the top. People call it the worst thing that could happen. Exactly, Kinikachi. Sorry, I meant to send to everyone. Overthinking is over analysis of any situation. Oh yes. Pastor Ebami says on learning is a waste of time. Uprooting approach tree does not make courage to grow from there. But you know, it's a common expression in Nigeria, and it's like a poem. I have to unlearn, relearn, learn. And people are dancing. I've got to unlearn, relearn. What are you online? And now I'm querying relearning. Just learn. Because learning, even though one has been thinking negatively, it won't work, it won't work. Look at the state of the nation. Look at, why is it you? Did they write poor and poverty on your brain? Is it you that should be poor? Is it you? Because as we speak now, there are people living in this same Nigeria who can pay you 1.5 million naira a day, 1.5 million naira a month, 10 million naira. They exist. You are not talking to them. So why should they talk to you? You didn't go to them and say, yeah, this is how much I charge. You didn't go there. You're still talking to the people who cannot pay you. Why are you talking to them? They can't pay you and then you stay poor. And then you're wondering, why? Because there's a way you are thinking, this is my cake. This is my, what did you call yourself? Performance, not Radeke, who was it? Kinikachi. Um, Performance, or was it, no, yeah, Silas, we need to talk about what you do. Performance, what you said, advertiser, what was it? Kinikachi. Are you still here? What did you call it?
Performance marketing.
Yes, performance marketing. There, when there are certain people that will thank you, Kinikachi. There are certain people that will hear that and they say, okay, what does that mean? That's unusual. I have never heard that expression before. You need to go to the people who are interested in high performance. You need to go and talk to the people who are interested in high performance. Everywhere I look, I help SMEs. Why are you helping SMEs? Why is it always small business? What's the problem? What happened to, what would they be called? Small, medium enterprise. That's what SME means. How about, there is no expression for the bigger, there is no expression for large instead of medium, large enterprise. We do call it LE. We do small, medium. Why are you doing small, medium? I sell what I sell. No one has ever asked me, not one person, please, what are your qualifications? How come you know what you know? Am I sure you will do your work? I open my mouth. It's one of my superpowers. One, I open my mouth and I'm speaking sense. I go, hey, my goodness. Yeah, that is true. I didn't really see it that way. It's not your qualification. It's not. Anybody, have you not met people who have qualified, they've got degrees, but they are a mess at the job? My supervisor, my PhD supervisor told me there was a lady on LinkedIn and the way she wrote, it was nonsense, but she got a PhD. So people started to sideline her. To put her aside, but she has a PhD. Eh? And the next level is professor if she stays in academia. It's not your qualification. It is who you are. The way I say my name is Kemi. What do you call yourself? What do you call yourself? My name is Kemi and I am who, what English? Who is your I am? I am cold. I am diseased. I am triggered. That's your I am. This is what you call it. I am a failure. I am never going to make it. I have tried this and I am tired of it. There are laws that cannot be broken. It's the beauty of this. And no one can inject a thought into your brain. That's a volitional thing. Look, I keep using Mandela as an example. They tried that guy. They messed that guy up on every level, physically. Only God knows how many times he almost died. And he said no. They promised him, name it. He said no. He was ready to die for what he believed. Some of us are not. So we are not. Is that not what the guy wrote here? Who make all conditions serve them and who think strongly, attempt fearlessly, accomplish masterfully. Please don't come and start saying, you have to have mastery. You have to do 10,000 hours. We are beyond time and space. If we were limited to time and space, we will never hear of anybody doing anything beyond time and space. God is not in time and space, and he's in you, you are in him. Ye are gods. That's not just words. You actually are, but you are not relating with it. You see, ye are human. The And the deeper you go into this, something just came to me. I can't even go there. But the deeper you go into this, the deeper your understanding. Remember, we talked about incisive thinking, precision thinking, mining for gold. You don't just dig anywhere, and you don't stop a mile below ground and say, I found gold. You mine for the gold on your mind. There's not one poor person here, but the poor we will always have with us because they choose to be poor. And when you show them, look, oh, this is a way out. No, 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 it's not for us. I didn't go to school. Our family. It's a gentleman reached out to me. And the way two days ago, and he forwarded one of my most recent videos. An unusual way of loving. My eldest brother has shown me. Had introduced me to somebody on YouTube. So I love one particular video. So I did a video from my viewpoint, and I called it an unusual way of loving. And what this guy said was Taraban. I think that's his first surname. I do not remember, but I'll post the video. And I said there's an unusual way of loving because he said people want to be loved, paraphrase, the way they want to be loved. That's not loving. You want him to say this to you, how this and So anyway, he posted the video. He said, I've just listened to this. Then he wrote like his marriage is a mess. And he had invited me to his marriage when he met her. He wanted me to talk with her, know her, counsel, what. And it's just going to be 3 years. And they're just a beautiful couple. And then he sent me a whole message of, look at what she just sent me. And my goodness, that woman went to town, ripped him apart. Like you could see she was speaking from somewhere deep. And I said to him, Uncle, you can't be working and not be there for her. It's not possible. You have to sit down and discuss these things. And then he talked about, he has to give money to his family. He's Igbo. He said, I'm the firstborn. I'm the first son. I have issues with that. And I told him point blank, I have major issues with that, as in major. They are not, you can take care of your parents, I agree, with what you have, but your own wife and child are suffering. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. Reduce what you're giving to them. Oh, I have junior ones. Are you their father and their mother? If they couldn't take care of them, you say, but my father is in a wheelchair. I agree. I remember what happened and all that. There was an amputation, blah, 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 blah. But hello, this is all you can do. They live in the village. They should plant around their house, their tomato, their onion. Yeah, hello? You don't live in the West. It's not snowing. You can take it. But I say you are the one that needs to determine what you're going to do about this. Because a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave. So it must be an agreement. You cannot work together with her. You are separating things. You are doing division. She wants this, you can't live like that. And he's such a gentleman. He was immediately sending her a message as I was speaking. He said, I'm typing. And he was reading to me what he said. And the first thing he said is, I realized that I have missed some things. That is a man and a half. Not, what you want? I realize I have missed some things because you don't practice being a wife or even a parent. We don't get to practice it. But if you know how to be, if you know how to be who you are, that expression we use in that Bible uses and Christians use, who you are in Christ. What does that mean? Do you know the meaning of that? I am the what do we say it? I am the righteousness of God in Christ. Do you know what that means? You're just parroting stuff. Do you know what that means? Do you know it does not include hustle? You are pressing. Oh, I've got to be this. I've got to pray for 15 hours. Stop it. Look, okay, all right. You are right. Pray for 15 hours. Look at us. This is 2024. Look at the church. Tell me, our 15 hours prayer has worked? It has. Like 98% of the church, they're wealthy. Yes. It's working, Abby. It is. It's not working. Why do we keep doing what is not working? Don't you want solution? Why would you stay there banging a door? Nobody is in. Okay. All right. So Sarah, I hope you heard I answered the question uh in one way or another. Does anybody have anything to say? Because it's my Zoom account these young girls are using. So I will need to end this to start that. But I'm listening to questions, comments, disagreements. Doesn't really matter. Share. Oh yeah, we don't have time, so don't be looking at me. Oh yeah, share.
Good evening, Dr. Kemi.
Good evening, sir. Dr.
Wow,
Atiba, are you good?
I'm good. It's it's always something to chew, and and I realized that the only way we can actually catch on with some of the things you're telling us is to just slow down a bit and just take it one bite at a time,
Take
because each
time,
bite is
yes.
like it's full of
Yeah.
that kind of thing. It's been meeting yesterday, first one conference, and what you were saying was just causing trouble, a lot of trouble. Yeah, I said what you said was causing a lot of trouble. I mean, we had quite a lot of people, lots of firstborns, that kept on saying that they know that the reason why they've not succeeded, or they've not really
Yes.
gotten to where they wanted to go to, was basically
Yes.
because they've been the one paying all the bills,
Honestly, how can you?
feeding their parents,
Yes.
and some of them, these things are breaking their homes. I mean, really,
Yes.
literally breaking their homes, because
Destroying homes.
they destroy
Yes.
homes because they have to, literally do these things, and they are compelled to. And so, in some cases, the family just feels, uncle, you must do it, oh, auntie, you must do it, oh. What do you mean you cannot do? You must do. It is your work. That kind of thing. And one particularly
That's
was
oppression.
very, very. I mean, I got angry, and I got angry with him, because he's somebody that's a bit close to me, and
Okay.
I felt this guy, with all your spiritual states, you should be better than this, and that
Yeah.
gets to me later, So, what did he say? So he said he's been making money off crypto, and he's actually making millions off crypto,
Yes.
but
Yes.
he's not
Yes.
showing his life. He doesn't have a
Oh.
car. He's living in a
Oh.
rented apartment. He's paying the bills of his family. He's the one that pays his school fees. He's the one that does this. He's the one that does that. So it's not showing.
Hmm.
It's not showing, you know.
Hmm.
And when he comes to you and says, I want to help you, exactly, Ginikachi, thank you. That's exactly the
Yes.
truth.
They guilt trip their
Yes,
firstborn. Say,
you understand? You get.
yes.
I'm a firstborn, so I know the feeling. I had
Mhm.
to come out and just speak to my parents, and at the point, I was surprised when they called me one day and they said, you know what, just live long, don't just die, just especially
Honestly.
that time that don't forget me. You see, this is one of the problems I have had. That this is one of the reasons why you keep on telling me to live a soft life, but this has been the major problem. Being the firstborn and the only son,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of burden and responsibility on the shoulder. So I feel like and I was so raised that I wasn't given much. My sisters were given a
Mm.
lot of, but I wasn't
Mm.
given much. So I grew up feeling, if you don't work, you just die
Mm.
there. Nobody will give you, and it's
Mm.
been like that. I'm telling you, it's been like that. And
Mm.
I was so I was angry with my parents, particularly my dad, because I felt, this guy, you have things, but this guy is suffering. I mean, I'm suffering now.
Mm.
That's how I felt.
Mm.
They're not giving me things. My sisters are having it easier. Especially part of my English, especially when it seemingly seems like your sisters married rich men, and they are converting, pounds and dollars to naira, and you are using naira, and it looks as if all your work is not even making sense. That kind of thing. So,
Mm.
so you just feel angry sometimes. What's wrong with these people? With everything you are doing, nobody is still, anyway. Part of it is the fact that So that has been one of the major reasons where I tell you the truth. That's why I have practically overworked myself all my life.
Yeah.
Trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
link up with the standard that, trying to solve this, solve that. You drop this one, drop that one, and I got to just realize that this is a big issue that we need to really resolve. That guilt of not doing enough. There was a time for years I had the guilt that I was not doing enough, and it was a burden I couldn't. I mean, I was literally falling sick under that burden.
I can
Until one
imagine.
day I told my wife, yeah, and one day my wife just told me, she just said, you know what, I see you, and I see what you're doing. And even if your parents don't get it, even if your family don't get it, I see you and I feel you and I see how you work hard. And she was saying thank you to me. And I literally, started crying. Because it was so, I'm still feeling it now.
Epele.
you know,
Epele.
so when you're trying to make somebody happy and they're not grateful. So
Epele.
but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So anyways, so it's a huge burden, but I'm just grateful. And that's
But
why
you're backtracking now, aren't you? You're
yeah,
backtracking.
I am, and
Please.
that's
Please.
been um that's been
Bele. Bele. Bele.
so that's why I'm so happy to be here. This has been a lifesaver for me. Literally, it's been I've been having the opportunity to live better and breathe better, and for this I can't say thank you enough. And I now I tell myself, yeah, the soft life is for me. I never believed it. Like I say, I did it so much that I worked so hard that I was selling rat poison at the time with my masters, because I just needed to make money. I needed to feed. I needed to. So, but I'm good. I'm glad. I mean, I'm grateful to how God, has brought me. I'm grateful for every step of the way. I'm always saying thank you. And I just
Yeah.
really believe this is one of the best things that happened to me in my life, is to be in this group where uh, I'm able to hear this, and I'm living better now. I sleep better now. You know. So thank you, thank you.
That means so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. It takes a lot to cry. It's a man with a wife and kids. DR before his name. Takes a lot. You're a good man, sir. You're a good man. Yeah, we're all sending you virtual hugs. Thank you for stepping back, firstborn or not. I don't know. It's our culture, innit? And if anybody just sits back and you accept stuff like that, we are dying. It's wrong, especially our men, our Nigerian men. It's too much. But there's an easier, better way. Just think if you were Abraham. All of us, just leave your father's house, be going. Come on, man. Okay, where am I going? Which mode of transport? Just be going. I will tell you when you get there. How will I know when I get there when I don't know where I'm going? That's what it means not to live by sight. You can't live by what you are seeing. How do you not see what you can see? That's what he's saying us. Why we look not at the things that can be seen, but we look at the things that cannot be seen. For the things that can be seen, they are temporal. But the things that cannot be seen, they are eternal. He doesn't say they are permanent too. You really is different. One is temporal, and then you think the other end is permanent. This one says they are eternal. Eternal things cannot be erased. So you see what you want to look at. Remember, I told you that's what the Lord said to me. You remember, I said I read Romans for a year, and he says, do not look at what he said, do not look at what you see. See what you want to look at. You must be living there. You must be living there. That should be your reality. Everything else is a simulation. Everything else is a simulation. Some of us are still thinking we need to save enough money to buy the kind of car. That's not how it works. Be driving your car now. Drive your car. See your car on a daily. How many times a day you like. See the house you're living in and live there. I didn't say go and ask, go and borrow, go and build that. Don't move now. Is it in your hand? But you have the capacity, you have the ability, you have the power to imagine, to see what your naked eyes cannot see. And you can only see what your physical naked eyes cannot see because it exists. You are incapable of imagining what does not exist. Then where did your imagination come from? It's just in a realm that's invisible. And if you stay long enough with it and you live there, it's a law. It will show up. And we don't know how, and it's none of our business. But I tell you, the stronger you are at it, which is what that incisive thinking is. You know that where we got that word is incisiveness, incision, where we got that word. Remember, it's the word diligent in Proverbs 21:5. And I found it again in Proverbs 10:4. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness. The diligent there refers to being incisive as if you are mining for gold. It writes it there in the Strongs. Who says, I feel you, man? Yeah, Pastor Ayobami. Yeah. I don't remember my parents treating our firstborn that way. I just know he's a kind man. That's all I know. Steps up, does what he needs to do. But not the pressure to give this, give that, help this. If you ask, if he has, he'll help. If he doesn't have, he will tell you he doesn't. But not that, I give you this, all of you do it, take money. No way. Hey, yeah. Yeah, men are going through quite a lot in this country. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I really want that because I only met Dr. Tiba, where was speaking in May. I think was in May or so, and no, it was June, and the thoughts are not the works of the diligent. Yes, sir. Exactly. Proverbs 21:5. I'm telling you that book, if you read it religiously, you just die. You will die for nothing and you will die angry because I've been doing what the Bible says, it's not showing up. You will die angry if you read it religiously. But when you engage the part of your body, do you notice that your brain is the only one that's not a part of the rest of your body in terms of it stands on its own, it's in the head, it's separate. You have to travel to meet it. All the rest, we are all connected. But this one is only connected by the neck, but it stands, is prominent and nobody can touch it. June 29th, yes, sir. It's usually common with parents who are not enlightened. When you grow up under enlightened parents, the pressure isn't much on firstborns. Yeah, I guess, but that doesn't mean you should accept it. You're right. But we are enlightened, okay? Their children are enlightened. We cannot accept it. It won't be their fault if we accept it. It won't be their fault. Yeah, so it's enough. Yeah, it's enough. I've told them I'll open the room at 8:10. Any other questions? Please, I have a question. Ask your question now. No, not you, it's the other group. Any other question? Any other comment? Thank you so much, Dr. Atiba, for sharing that. Wow, that was deep. Good to have you here, Dr. Louisa and Adeola. That was amazing. They are alumni, you see. Okay, Silas, are you firstborn? Silas, have you reached out to Radicare and Zero Inc? You haven't. Dr. Julia, we will get together and we will move tables, okay? We'll do what we have to do. Why are you silent, Silas? The purpose in chapter 4, is it our life's purpose or purpose part time? I don't think you should separate it. Purpose is purpose is purpose. Don't separate it. Don't get into things that are not necessary. Yeah, but I mean, purpose is purpose. This is mine. This is what I do. This is what I teach. Part time or part life or it's just what I do. So don't separate it. All right. I was about to say sadly I have to go, but let me go to the other group. Alrighty. Peace. Okay, so I haven't quite used Zoom before, and I just downloaded it now and inputted the meeting ID and password. What am I saying? I will help this person later. All right, peeps, you feel loved. Yeah, just going to keep my heart up. I'm not a firstborn, but I'm the first son. OMG, Silas. So are they looking to you too? I hope you're not one of them. Oh, love you. Love you too. Thank you so much. You're most welcome, peeps. All right, let me fly. The Lord is with you. I have 1 minute and a few seconds. Keep asking your questions. I will put up the video tonight. I'm going to be working a bit late today. So yeah, we'll go from there. Stay strong, everybody. Stay real strong. Dr. Atiba, all the love in my heart to you. You stay strong, sir. And thank you for all you've been doing. Just shut down. When you go, then some people will realize, my God, we had a gift in our midst and we did not know. Can you share the link of the video we watched earlier? Yep, I'll put it in the group. Everybody here is in the group. Yep, I'll put it in the group. Yeah, all right. Stay strong, everybody. See ya. Bye-bye.